It is done. Colorado rejoice. After 101 episodes of the Mile High franchise, something has been done that has never been done in Rockies franchise history. Win a World Series and be the best team in baseball. We were both. We were both. We are your 2027 world champs, and celebration has been wild in Denver. There's a certain aroma in the air, something that you don't see in every state across this beautiful country of ours. Of course, I'm talking about a title. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm talking about a title, okay? Along with maybe some wild behavior. Not going to touch on that today. Anyway, I'm just Mr. Love, and if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Colorado Rockies franchise content. What is this episode about? Well, it's simple. I do one of these at the end of every season / at the beginning before the season starts. Just a team recap. Changes have been made in this now championship team. People have departed, but we have got some others, including a possible, how could I say it, feel-good story. We'll see. But let's hop into it. Shouldn't take too long. Thank you guys so much for 101 episodes of Rockies content support, and we're going to keep going. This ain't done yet. So, with that being said, let's hop into it. Bada bing, bada boom. And I missed the button. Good job, me. Well, we're just gonna leave that in. I'm not gonna edit this to the point of ridiculous extensions like I did in the last time. All right. So first and foremost, let's start off with the easiest part, shall we? The starting pitching has not changed at all. We still have our 5 guys: Trevor Rogers, Alfredo De La Cruz, Darius Saunders, Max Fried, and Jesus Luzardo. The only thing that I will just say about these 5 guys is that it's going to be a pretty pivotal year when it comes to the development of Alfredo De La Cruz and Darius Saunders, because as you could see, Max Fried is regressing compared to where he was last season. And of course, Jesus Luzardo, reaching the old age of 30, is also going to be regressing. And Trevor Rogers could possibly start seeing regression next season, depending on how he pitches this season. So, got to keep an eye on those two. They're going to be critical in our rotation this year if we are to go back-to-back champions. So, let's move on to the bullpen. We did lose a chunk of our bullpen. Not really big pieces, but we had Chris Flexen going to the Braves. We had both Connor Siebold and Josh Fleming going to the Marlins. And we had JP Fireheisen going over to the south side of Chicago and the White Sox. So, for sure, we are losing some guys, but we got some nice pieces back in. Brusdar Graterol, Caleb Ferguson, Gene Jernigan making their returns back to the team. Aaron Ashby, we gave him a new deal on a 4-year deal. You could do the math there if you wish. Which we had to beat out 3 other teams. There was a lot of teams in for Aaron Ashby. Thankfully, he chose to re-sign back with us. So hopefully that pays off. We also went up and picked up our probably our new 7th inning guy, Jonathan Loizaga, on a 2-year, $11 million deal. There was no one that put offers for him. At 83 overall, 33 years old, had a okay season last year with the Angels, but could have a good season with us. So we went out and signed the guy, and he could be a late inning guy that could be the 7th inning. Have like a new 3-headed monster with Brusdar Graterol and Garrett Crochet. And then the most interesting signing, in my opinion, was Keegan Thompson, a guy that went with the Cubs that had a .299 average last season. He was pretty good for them, considering what his potential is. So we signed him to a 1-year, $4 million contract. If he works out, he works out. If not, we do have ability to option him, trade him, or just send him down. So I think Keegan Thompson will do very well. So that's pretty much the meat of our bullpen. We got some top prospects like Clint Bowers. He's going to start in AAA. We could be seeing him making his debut at some point this season. Closer, Garrett Crochet. Didn't really get to see a whole lot of him last year as he had his injury 38 games into the season, but he was pretty good. 34 and 34 saves, excuse me, in 37 opportunities. We're going to need him to be that good again this season. Once again, if we're wanting to repeat, I think it's safe to say a strong part of our team last year was pitching, and going into the season in 2028, we have the number one pitching. Let's hope that holds true. On to position players. Catching battery, nothing's changed there. Kevin Prada's looking to have a bounce back season. Only hit 223 last year. And if you watch the playoff videos, you know that he started off hot, but he went ice cold, especially near the end of the NLCS and the World Series. Look for him to make a bounce back year. And of course, Drew Romo backing him up. He could be seeing more playtime. First base. We still have Grant Levine here. I'm going to be honest with you. There was no good trade options for him, so we kept him. If we option him, we could lose him to a waiver claim. I kind of don't want to do that. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with Grant Levine. So I want to introduce everyone to 33-year-old Keith Engel. We got him as a Rule 5 pick from the Baltimore Orioles. And after studying this man, this guy's going to be interesting. I don't know how he's going to do this year, but he's had quite a life already. Played at the University of Southern California, went undrafted for a while, was a walk-on for the Baltimore Orioles. They decided to sign him to a very small deal. I think it was like $45K or something. He's been in their minors for a couple of years. And then he had to miss the rest at the end of 2024 because of back surgery. This man had to have back surgery. Took about a year to recover, came back, did very well for the Baltimore minor league system. However, with the signings that they've made and the players they've been shifting around on that team, there was just no room for him. So, with that being said, he was in the Rule 5, and I like the switch hitting potential of this guy. We may try him out in the field and see how he does, but Keith Engel will definitely be a possible feel-good story for the year. A guy coming off of back surgery, wanting to make his MLB debut at 33 years old. Let's risk it for the biscuit. We gotta put fingers up for Keith Engel here. So let's hope he can perform. Second base, Andres Mendez, of course, after his awesome postseason, probably game-changing postseason that he had for us. I honestly don't think we would have won any. I don't think we would have got out of the NLDS if it wasn't for Mendez. Believe it or not. Led the team in home runs in the postseason last year, and he was very good. He's going to be our everyday second baseman. With that being said, we did lose Vidal Brujan. He went off to the New York Yankees. But from the last I checked, he was on waivers, so he could be going down to their minor league system, depending on what happens if nobody claims him. Third base, of course, we got Ryan McMahon back. We signed him to a 2-year, $36 million deal. I think it took him forever to sign the deal. But we did get our man Ryan McMahon back for at least 2 more seasons. So third base is locked in and locked down by Ryan McSmash, as someone jokingly said in one of the comments, one of the Twitter posts. And of course, Nolan Jones, it says he's third base, but obviously you know him as our first baseman. I look for him to have another solid season, 275, 280 kind of hitter. That's what I expect out of Nolan Jones. With the departure of Vidal Brujan, we had to go find just that utility guy, emergency guy, and we went and found Gene Walters. We got him off a Rule 5 claim from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Really nothing much to talk about here with Mr. Walters. He's just going to be a defensive replacement, and he looks really nice defensively. Third base primary, first, second, short, and then the outfield, which we won't have to worry about the outfield. Not much on the hitting side, a lot on the defensive side. Shortstop, Ezekiel Tovar, had a good regular season, abysmal postseason. So hopefully we will get the regular season Tovar and not the postseason Tovar in 2028, as we did extend him because I still think he's a good player. I want him on this Rockies team. We don't have another proper shortstop ready to go to replace Tovar. So Signed him to a nice 4-year, $16 million extension. Excuse me. So, uh, too easy for Tovar, I guess. I don't know, whatever his hashtag is for him. You guys can let me know in the comments what the hashtag for Tovar could be. But let's hope for a good Tovar, shall we? Now, we also needed another guy. A problem with the offense is, I just realized my camera's in the way. I'm so sorry about that. A problem that we had last season, especially in the postseason, if you guys watched those videos, thank you for all who did. We were abysmal. We were horrible. We were horrendous. Whatever negative term you want to use for our clutch hitting, it was in the pipes. So we went out and we found David Fletcher just chilling out in free agency. Now, I did overpay for him at $7.3 million. He's not going to be an everyday starter, but don't be surprised if we use him in some clutch situations late in the game. That versatility mixed with that plate vision and clutch. We're going to find a use for David Fletcher. It's just picking the right time to use him, but he should help our clutch hitting, especially in tight scenarios. Which, speaking of which, Chris Bryant, who was statistically our worst clutch hitter on the team with a 38, he opted out of his contract. I didn't know he could opt out. I was not aware he had an opt-out. So he opted out of his deal. I didn't re-sign him, and as of recording this video before the start of the regular season, he's in free agency. No one has signed Chris Bryant. So Bryant's in free agency. He wanted to, I guess, take a risk and not get $26 million from us, so that freed up a lot of good space for your Rockies. Chris Bryant, free agency at the moment. Let's go to the outfield. Interesting outfield we have here. Definitely a slight change. We did get Ian Happ on a nice 2-year, $29 million deal. Yeah, sure. Anyway, there it is right there. I'm just having a brain fart right now. But, yeah, $29 million. Sure, why not? Anyway, 2 years, $14.5 million for the boss, the guy that really led the charge in the postseason and the regular season, and our daggum leadoff hitter. So we do have him back. He is ready for 2 more seasons of putting on the Rockies uniform. So, love to see it, right? Love to see it. So, we got McMahon and Ian Happ back. Center field. Benny Montgomery, old Benny boy. Don't know what to expect out of him this year, but he will be back, possibly playing in center. Be our center fielder. And right behind him, you guys have been wondering when we're going to play him. Here's his opportunity. Drew Jones will be playing right field for us this season for the Colorado Rockies. Our number 1 prospect in our organization is here. He had a very good spring training, hitting .325 with 8 home runs, 13 ribbies, and a couple of stolen bases. So Drew Jones, opening day roster, welcome to Colorado. I hope he can do what he did in spring training. The defensive numbers look great. The speed looks great. We're going to be working on his base stealing, possibly this season. Hopefully we can get it above a 47 because we're going to need something better than that. But Drew Jones will be our right fielder. Now that may... Okay, right field, Zach Veen. What are we going to do with Zach Veen? Well, possibly a DH. I think the idea is we're going to have Zach Veen DH versus righties, possibly Engel DH versus lefties. That part, I must admit, I'm a little unsure of, but it's hard to keep Veen's bat out of the lineup based on what he did in the postseason, winning the World Series MVP, which is questionable, but we'll take it. We will take it. So, big year for Zach Veen. Hopefully he can build on the season he had last year, which these numbers don't look like a lot, but he hit over 330 in the postseason. So, hopefully we get that version of him. And last but not least, Brett Phillips, a guy that really not a lot of people talked about. He was mostly our defensive guy. Occasionally showed off some good old muscle there for Brett Phillips. He went off and signed with the New York Yankees. And as of this recording, he is currently on their opening day roster. So, Mr. Phillips, thank you for your service, sir. You are a world champion. Good luck in the Bronx, I guess. And a final note, Julio Ibarra sent down to AAA. And it's not because he didn't perform. It's just that we had a tough decision to make. I couldn't send Zach Veen down, so Ibarra is sadly the odd man out. Gonna be in AAA. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Our starting, I feel good about this team. Let me see if I can find you the thing real quick. Yeah, here we go. So going into the team standings, at the bottom right below me here, we're sixth. 13th in contact, 26th in power. Power's really never been our strength. But look at that pitching and defense. Number one ranked pitching, number one ranked defense, 23rd in speed. I hope that plays out because that's how we won our title, was pitching and defense. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments how you expect this Rockies team to do in 2028 as your defending champs. I have very high expectations for this team. So anything besides a playoff click is a disappointment. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I tried to keep it under 20 minutes the best I can. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you. I'm recording this on a Saturday night, so we will see you guys on Tuesday for opening day on the road in our against our NLDS rival Padres. Yeah, sounds good, right? All right, we will see you guys then. Thank you so very much, and go freaking Rockies.